And welcome inside this edition of Penn State Sports Night, along with Brandon Stewart, Jeff Jezewski, Meg Caffrey. I'm Mike Gilbert, and guys, I know it was a big week for the men's soccer team around here, and I want to get started with that a little bit. Had that big win against Rutgers. Obviously, Connor Maloney scoring that only goal. I mean, he's been just electric this year for the squad.
Definitely. I think that you have to hand it to everyone. You know, the entire first half, they dominated. They outshot Rutgers. Rutgers didn't even get a single shot during the first half. So I think that had their defense and offense were both unbelievable.
Yeah, and as you said, that's in big part to their defense. They've only allowed teams to get 45 shots on goal this year, and with a goalkeeper like Andrew Wolverton, last year's keeper of the year, and this year he has 8 shutouts on the year. He's 9-0. That's easily the recipe for success. They're in really good shape, especially with that guy in net.
Yeah, for sure. I just want to pretty much touch on that same thing. The defense has been pretty good. They're undefeated, or have that one tie, but still, no one has beaten them yet. They're doing a lot of things right.
And they haven't been behind in a game yet this year.
No, they haven't. And going off of Andrew Wolverton, of the past 4 seasons that he's played, he's started 60 out of a possible 70 games. So he's stopping every shot that's coming his way.
That's good.
And we mentioned 8 goals for Connor Maloney. This is his 5th game-winning goal. Obviously, the 1-0 score. So they have Maryland in College Park next week. What do you guys think?
I think I've got positive hopes for them. The way that they're playing, I think that I'm looking for another win.
Yep.
I think with the way their defense is playing, it's another win for the Nittany Lions coming up. They switched their alignment this year. They've been going with a 3-defender alignment, and ever since that, the team's just started to click. It's really meshed well. Coach Bob Warming's done a great job, and I think they'll pick up another win.
Yeah, I think the exact same thing. I don't think they're losing anytime soon. I mean, like you said, that defense has been great, and as long as they're, closing out teams and making sure that no one's getting ahead of them and they stay ahead, I don't see anyone really topping
So the
them.
number 7 women's team actually shut out Wisconsin in their last game as well. So they're ranked 6th in the country. They're looking good as well. Both programs really taking shape here in State College.
Yeah, soccer is definitely in good hands in State College right now. You look at the women's team, defense has also been their recipe. They score a little bit more than the men's team led by Franny Krause, and they have 5 girls with 4 or more goals. So they have a very balanced attack, and they've played really well in front of Britt Ekstrom.
And they haven't allowed a goal in over 200 minutes of play this year, which is an astounding number.
It really is. I mean, their Big Ten record right now is 7-0, and so they're dominating on the field.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, they're undefeated in that conference. I mean, they're taking a ton of shots. Top 10 as far as points goes, and then they're leaders in shots taken. So they're taking a ton of shots. And, hey, half of those shots have to go in when you think about it. If you're taking a lot of shots, you expect some of them to go in.
I also think we have to credit Britt Ekstrom a lot. She, in the game against Wisconsin, she had 4 saves and kept them off the boards completely. It was her 5th shutout of the year, and she was actually just named the Big Ten Women's Soccer Co-Defensive Player of the Week. So she's just all the time.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, defense is what they say. Defense is what wins championships. And we're really seeing that with these Penn State teams so far. Defense has really been harped upon, So that's the reason why they've been so great. 12-1, and then you got, 10-0 and that one tie with the men's team. Like you said, they're in really good hands.
Yeah, undefeated in Big Ten play. I like where both squads are at right now. Women's volleyball also playing. I mean, all these teams you mentioned are doing well right now. So despite double-digit kill performances from Allie Franny and Megan Courtney, they actually did lose to Nebraska. Follow that up with the win at Iowa. How do you guys think that this team rebounded? Because I thought they played pretty well against Iowa.
Yeah, I really like the way they responded. They came out and they were on fire in the first set against Nebraska, but then they just seemed to fizzle out. They only hit 191 as a team, which very uncharacteristic for this Penn State team. But they came back. They played really well against Iowa. They swept Iowa. And I think the team's still in good shape. They're not quite as good as the national championship team last year, but that's asking a lot.
And I was going to say they're a little shaky. They've been kind of shaky away from home. It's 4-2. They're still 15-2. Allie Franty, Nia Grant, and Megan Courtney have been doing a really great job. There's a lot to say about them.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I think we also have to point out Micah Hancock. Everything within the volleyball comes from the center. They set up digs and everything. And she had 33 assists, 4 aces, 5 digs, and even 5 kills.
That's great.
I mean, you guys got to remember these last 4 games have been on the road. They've been on a road stretch for a while. Again, you know, after last year's run, you expect to see those kinds of wins. But overall, putting up the numbers, they're looking pretty good as well. Actually, we're going to segue into that. Meghan was actually at a curling event here in State College. We're going to show you that clip right now from Meghan.
I'm Meghan Caffrey here at Pagula Ice Arena, where the Center County Curling Club and USA Curling are hosting a free Learn to Curl event. President of the Center County Curling Club, Chris Britta, along with USA Curling, invited students and community members to try their hand at sweeping and curling this Saturday. The public's interest in curling was obvious this weekend, with a line of people waiting their turn outside the varsity hockey rink that continued to the public rink entrance. Attendance surely did not disappoint. Both pros and amateurs from around the country and close to home volunteered their time to help teach their Olympic sport to excited participants.
When Pagula was built, I thought, well, this might be a good opportunity to get in and try to get some ice time. They said, give us a year, you know, we've got hockey to get through, and I did. Minute hockey was over, we got a hold of them, and I found a very willing partner, met me at the table. They saw the vision I saw of possibly in the future having a class here through Penn State and having a nice community club kind of feel where you have town and gown both working together on the ice and sharing some fun.
And fun it was, while everyone got their shot at throwing 42-pound stones down the ice, including Britta himself for his very first time. Today's event has seen a great turnout, with people all ages coming to learn the proper techniques of curling while also having a great afternoon. For PSN News, I'm Meghan Caffrey.
Thanks, Meghan. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the field hockey squad. I know they got 2 wins over the weekend, shutting out both Drexel and Temple. Currently number 9 in the country, 10-2 after the win. Taylor Herald, 2 goals. That team, again, another one of these teams that's looking strong so far.
Yeah, and Taylor is just unstoppable. When she gets the ball, she is fast, and she can go down the field. She's not afraid to make some moves, and she just is dominant when she's in control of that ball.
Yeah, and add Jenna Krismer to that offensive attack, and then Kylie Licata in goal. It seems to be a theme with these Penn State teams. Their defense has just been outstanding, solid goalkeeping, and that's just been the recipe for these teams.
I definitely agree with everything that's said.
So the women's ice hockey team, they lost to number 1 ranked Minnesota. Played all right in that game, came back, beat St. Cloud, so to get back in their winning ways.
Yeah, and you know, junior Shannon Joheimer had her 4th career 2-goal game, and they did look good. They were playing a lot better than in their previous game.
Yeah, this is still a young team. They're building up the program. They're going to have losses like they did to Minnesota, but it was really good of them to come back, defeat St. Cloud State. Freshman Hannah Erisman played really well in goal, 29 saves. So they're going to go through some growing pains, but I think they'll be all right.
Exactly. I think the same thing. I think they're going to go through some growing pains. It's only the 2nd game, and they did bounce back. So that, you know, that really looks good for the future. You know, if they can keep bouncing back from the losses that they do have.
So with that, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll be talking NFL, MLB playoffs, and of course, our over-under. So stick around. You're watching PSSN.
That's low. That's low.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds. Stop the texts. Stop the wrecks. Visit us at stoptextsstopwrecks.org.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.